Hey guys, it's Laura, and the Siren is out today! You're probably like, why is she not wearing the Siren sweater? She said she was gonna wear the Siren sweater every time she talked about the Siren. And well, it's the release date. I needed to fancy it up a little bit, but I have it right here, and it's gonna hang, so it's still in the image. And now I can talk about all the spoilery stuff with you guys because it's been out and I've been keeping all these secrets for 6 weeks, and I can't imagine how Kiera's been keeping it for like a whole year, because it's, even if like you've read the original Siren, like this book is so different, and I know I keep talking about how they're different and the goods and the bads of those, and I just need to keep them separate because not everyone's read the original. How do you do a book talk? Can we talk about how this book has so many different themes of the motherly love between the Sirens and the ocean, and the friend love between all their group, and the romantic love between Akinli and Kaylin, but then also sacrifice for Akinli. Kaylin's willing to die for him to make sure that he lives at least, and the abuse that Padma goes through, and the revenge and dealing with that, and whether there's room in your heart for love or not. There's just so many things in this book. It's all the people who look at this book and think it's just a romance. I feel like it's been improperly marketed of like a, what is it? A girl with a secret, the boy of her dreams, an ocean between them. It's so much more than that, and it's the whole group of them. Now I'm gonna do a spoilery summary of the books that we're all on the same page, we all read the same thing. So Kaylin, she's been a Siren for 80 years. She has Miaka and Elizabeth. Iceland, who leaves and hangs out on her own most of the time. She meets a guy named Akinli, who is gorgeously, and regular college boy uniform, like I feel like that's trying, you know, but khakis and a button up, like most college guys are wearing sweatpants and like a beer shirt. I wish I was kidding. So he actually is trying. Okay, so then Kaylin and Akinli start swing dancing in the middle of Florida. You can see that happening in the Midwest. What was Andrea Akinli Schaefer doing with her son in Maine? Where can you go to learn to swing dance when they're in Maine? And we had a swing dancing club at my college, and it just was And they all look to be having a lot of fun together, which is great, but Akinli, you don't know how to swing dance. That's contrived. The leaf door decks, that's a reference to Akinli buys a Kaylin a necklace. In the original version, it's in the shape of a leaf. So that was so cute, oh my god. They make a cake together, and it's really cute, and they send selfies, which could have gone so badly because, you know, Snapchat, college-age freshmen, sophomores, yeah. Kaylin's like, I feel like I could fit in here, it's so cute. And then she realized she could never really fit in, and she gets sad, and then they go to Polly's Island and leave. She totally ghosts Akinli. Can we talk about how she ghosts him? And then she like keeps sulking, and the ocean's like, pull it together, girl, like gives her that pep talk, get out, go on, get out there. And then she realizes that Iceland has a secret. I feel like it wasn't as impactful in this version. Iceland was really boring. I felt like she lost her fire, and she just was like very passive, like, oh, I have a daughter and a granddaughter, and I want to be near them when I stop being a Siren. I just felt like her character wasn't as compelling. She stops being a Siren, yip-de-doo, and then we meet Padma, and Padma is so cool and brings something a little different to this thing. It's really cool to see how they become Sirens when they keep Padma underwater and there's like something forced through her mouth, and like how it changes her. That's cool. I felt like the way that like Kaylin left was really lame, like because there was a bride. Like I know that she wants to get married and she reads bridal magazines, but I don't think she would have reacted that deeply. It needed to be something bigger in this that like causes her to like run away from the ocean and disappear. And I love the fate and the coincidence that she ends up in Port Clyde with Akinli, and they're so cute and they just like chill out, and like Akinli has a man bun. Akinli doesn't take care of himself, so now he has a man bun, and that's really adorable for me. When Akinli, my sweet summer child, blew a kiss to his parents' graves, oh my heart. Oh, my little baby heart. Oh, like now you know like what I mean by like that he's my sweet summer child. Like at least in this version you see him with Kaylin happy. Before that, like in the original, you meet him on the day that like his parents die on their funeral, and it's like, oh, my baby, my little child. Oh, he's a cutie. He's a keeper. And then there's ship name, which I know I came up with myself like in like June or July, but I did put out like a whole list of like 10 options, and like no one commented, so I just picked my favorite, and that's Ackland, because I just love the sound of it. If you rearrange Kaylin's name, you get Ackland, but so it includes Akinli as if he was always a part of her, which is always just so beautiful for me. Poetry cubes. So Kaylin and Akinli play with poetry cubes. I've never seen these in my entire life. Kiera mentioned them on Tumblr, and I think everyone Googled it all at once. I think the graph of like search for that term, like, spiked that day. No one knew what they were. Like, that's cute, that's fun, but I feel like magnetic poetry would have made a bigger impact because people know what that is, like on a whiteboard with different words, rather than poetry cubes. I'm sure it's like something personal to Kiera, so that's cool, but whatever. Gets her lobster, and then he takes her to like this mansion. He's like, we're gonna live here together, and I'm gonna take care of you and keep you as if you're like from like a cult. Oh, that was precious. The lighthouse. That was, the kiss scene. We were stars, we were music, we were time. I want to take a cute picture with a significant other when I have one day. Caption it that, because that is iconic. That was beautiful. That's my jaw dropped. I was like, oh, like I was already like a mess and in a tizzy because they were kissing, but then because of this, oh my god, oh my lord. Top 5 like romantic scenes of all time. And Kaylin says wow, and that's wonderful that she's like so overwhelmed by this kiss, because I think it's just the first time she's kissed anybody. Kinley starts to like go and drown, so she's given 50 more years in exchange for this man's life. So now it's gonna be like 70 years before she could be with him, and it's like he's gonna be so old, he's gonna be 90 if he's still alive, and it's so sad. So she's sulking even more. All sorts of sulking. So Elizabeth accidentally makes a homeless man die in the river, so they move out of New York City. When it's a major city, they can move to the other side of the island and be fine. And Kaylin drags a trunk into the river and isn't cited for littering. Something else I want to talk about is Elizabeth's portrayal of being promiscuous or spending time with a lot of different men. And by spending time, that's a euphemism for sex. I felt like she was dissed a lot for following her passions, and I don't really like that portrayal. Maybe that was just my perception. If she wasn't looking for a stronger relationship and she just wanted bodily pleasure, like that's her business. That's not for Kaylin to judge, even though she's from a different time. That's not for the reader to judge her. It's who she is, but I feel like it just was negatively portrayed. And despite your own opinions on sex and sex before marriage and sex with multiple people, I felt like she should have been able to be who she was, and if that's how she chose to spend her 100 years, then that's up to her. I don't begrudge her for that. I don't dislike her for that. I like her probably even more for that, for being honest and being who she is and not hiding it. I support her for that, and I discourage you from talking badly about her because she's had sex multiple times with multiple partners. And I felt like that was something important to talk about in this book, and how sex is being portrayed to young girls. Just wanted to have that sex talk with you guys. Thought that was something we needed to have by now. But then Padma shows up and gives her like a kind of like a purpose and kind of like mentor and this girl, kind of like how you did with Miyaka. So that's really neat. But Padma has so much behind her. It's like, oh my goodness, the most interesting character I've read in a while. There's a hard thing to do of forgive and forget and love people as you'd want to be loved, but then also you want the revenge. And I was very surprised that she carried out that revenge, that she didn't think there was any other way to move on than Fry killing her dad and maybe her mom also. That was dark. That was a good scene. And they're living in the Pacific Northwest and it's all like snowy. I got a lot of like Cullen vibes of like their house. When they're researching what's happening to Kaylin and she reads The Silence of the Sirens by Franz Kafka, that was so obvious it was going to come into play, but I couldn't figure out how. How is this going to play out? How is this? I don't understand what needs to happen. But they were actually dying. Like, these are much higher stakes in this book, so I appreciate that there's action and moments happening, but I felt like the build up, like she just was dying for like 7 chapters. I felt like it took a while, but I'm glad we got there at the end. I feel like things are gonna be better for her after their whole powwow and their love session. They're all like told each other they love them and you treat you like a mother and you're like a daughter to me. It was really cute. And then at the end when it's like, you are Kaylin, he is a Kinley, that was just the cutest thing in the entire world. Like, just kill me now. Because that's all that matters. That's all she needs to know, is that who the two of them are. That's all she needs to know in her new life. And it's beautiful. I probably shouldn't have written the harder name on my wrist in my like less dominant hand. I did this for you guys. You're welcome. So I want to get your thoughts on some things in the comments below. Tell me your good, bad, and WTF. The good, your favorite parts of this book. The bad, the things that weren't as well written or well conveyed or not your favorite parts. And the WTF are like things you're confused about, or like, why did this happen, or I don't understand. So I'd love to hear those in the comments below. Spoilers are allowed on this video, not on the other videos. Discussion videos are allowed to be spoilery, not other ones. That's how we're gonna have it on this channel, okay? Good. If you're not good with spoilers and you watch this whole video, like, sorry, I guess you don't have to read the book now. I don't know what to tell you. I said spoilers in the title. I love this book so much, and I'm so glad I get to talk to you guys about it and that we get to share in this together. It's truly amazing that Kiera went back and rewrote mind you, rewrote. Like, this is not the same story from 2009. Same backbone, same spine, but different elements, so many different elements. And she went back to her work and rewrote it because she loves it that much, and Harper team believed in it, and the fans love it, and we love her. I call it my grandchild because even though I had like no part in creating it directly, I'm still very proud of it, and I'll always hang its artwork on my fridge. So I guess that means Kiera is my child. I'm so proud of her. Alright, well, thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. So now I'm gonna do a spoilery. Now I'm gonna do a spoilery discussion. Now I'm gonna do a spoilery summary of the video now I'm gonna do a spoilery